Hello again and welcome to the Waconia Tool Factory, where we didn't write the Book of Ingenuity, but we've read it, and we're always looking to add an addendum. And the addendum today is how to fix a broken key assembly. Here's an example of a key assembly for a Honda Pilot. There's basically three parts to this, just so we're all under the same page. The first part is the actual physical key itself, which stops right about here, and then there's a shell piece that was broken and not allowed me to be able to turn the key. And then the remote is a small square electronics. So there's basically three parts to all this. So I did buy a blank key, and I apologize for not doing this as I was doing it. So I've got a combination of pictures and the end result. I did purchase a new blank, which has a blank key, a shell, and then you reuse the remote. However, this is not machined, and I tried to take it to a hardware store, and they weren't able to machine it, and I didn't want to go to a Honda dealer, no offense, and pay 80 bucks to have them fix that for me. So I came up with another way to do it. So I'll show you a combination of pictures and the end result. The first thing that I did was I took it apart and I made a mold from the shell piece on the from the button side first. And you want to do the button side first so that you can grind the opposite side of this. You'll see more with pictures. So I went to a store and I bought this. This is a two-part molding putty where you mix equal parts of both, and then you make the mold, and then it'll cure. So they are not a paid sponsor, so I can't say their name, but I bought the molding putty there. So I made this mold piece here first, and then I took my Dremel tool and gouged this out a little bit to get a little more material in there, and then I laid the blank key in here, and I took a nail and drilled a hole through. If you look real closely, you can see a part of the nail there, but I did that to give a little extra material and strength to tie the key into the new shell. If you don't have a Dremel tool, stop right now, go to the Man's Mall. Again, they are not a paid sponsor, so I can't say their name, but you can go here and get a whole Dremel tool and set, or you can go here and get your Dremel tool there. Again, they're not paid sponsors, so I can't say their names. So all right, so first you make this mold part, and then you fill this in with your key with epoxy. I tried using the Quick Set, the JB Weld 5-minute epoxy, and that actually set too fast. So I used the Slow Cure 2-part epoxy to make this part of the mold here, and you'll see in the pictures. So first I made that part, then I pulled this out. You want to do this side first because you need to pull the electronics in and out while you're fitting this and making this work. So then after you get that part done, you grind this down, and then put your remote in to check the buttons. There's the remote piece there. You want to get a good fit for this, and on the back side you want to be able to push the buttons. That's kind of how this one turned out. I did two of them. This one I did, and I ground it down so that basically the remote kind of shows through there, but it works just fine, and it's very strong and sturdy. This one works well as also. You know, it may not be quite as pretty as a factory made, but all in all, it cost me under 10 bucks to do it. So you get this part done here, then you grind that down to where that all fits. I did coat the electronics with oil because once you put it all together, it's kind of there for life. So if I ever have to replace these batteries, I'm going to be cutting this thing apart and trying to get at it. Next time I would maybe recommend putting some saran wrap wrapping the electronics so that once you get it kind of broken apart, you should be able to get at this to get at the battery. So you get this part done, you get that all ground down to where it functions well. Then you place the electronics in that part, and then fill in the backside with epoxy. Same deal. But I just took masking tape and I made kind of a bowl as a reservoir to catch the epoxy. So place the electronics in, fill it up. That's kind of more looking towards the end, and then when you're all done, again, that's just another picture that don't use the Quick Set, use the slow cure 2-part epoxy. After that's cured, then peel off the masking tape, grind it down to kind of more of a finished product, and that's what I did on the second one here. Again, I like putting I used a small nail as a pin to go through here to give it a little more material and a little more strength. These keys are a good 2 years old. They've worked well and are good and solid and stable. And that's it. Thanks for watching.